Well, hi everybody. I promised I said I'll pop up a video to see how I program the radio I have here. So first of all, just starting with share my screen, so you should be able to see everything. So first of all, I'm going to go to the website, qytradio.com, and then with the product, so mobile device, scroll down, yeah, for the Qyt Kt-9900. Not the same one that I've got. Well, the name anyway. So it's on here it says a Qyt-Kt-wp12, but it's the same radio. So click on there. It's exactly the same. And anyway, what we're looking for is the program. So we go to download, programming software. And then we go to page 2. On page 2, we'll see Qyt-Wp12 kt-9900 programming software. You just click on that and then install. Go on here. I've already installed it, but so I have the radio plugged in. It's plugged into a power source, but I don't have it plugged in or turned on into the computer yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the video on. Helps if I turn the power on. Yep, sorry, I'm just looking for the data cable. Here it is. So I'm just plugging it in. Now this is the one that I got from Amazon. So I haven't received the ones from Qyt yet. But it's just straightforward USB to stereo jack. What's the 3.5mm jack anyway? So I'm just going to program that in, plug it in, sorry. And so yeah, the computer detected something. Let's just go and double check it. Just so I can use the camera on it. Device manager, and we look for a port. Here. You can see it is a serial, USB to serial CH340, which is the chipper tune. And it says it's on COM port 5. So let's fire up the software which I already installed. Two, which because I've installed it twice already, and I've set named one thing one with it. So we open it up. Now remember, the computer says, oh, I don't know if you heard that, but the radio actually restarted. Now, because it's on COM port 5, so the radio did actually restart. So there we go again. What I'll do is, so here we go, right? The radio is plugged in. Let's put communications port number 5. I push confirm, it will send some sort of signal down the port to see if it's valid. There we go. So, I've already pre-programmed the radio. So, all these frequencies are the default ones. I don't know where I get these from. These are just installed as part of the original default. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to import the settings on my radio. So let's go to this one, which I believe is the frequencies, and tell it to read from my radio. Okay, so I'm not going to see it very well on this camera, but you should see it starting to read on the bottom. And it's reset it again. Okay, so now on the screen, it's reading data from the transceiver. Okay, you've seen this. Okay, and you can see I've just programmed in a couple of channels. One is just the emergency call frequency of 156.8. Then I have the 2-meter calling frequency from simplex, and the centimeter calling frequency on simplex. Now, I've got this channel 0, 1, and 2. There's no CTCSS, sending, receiving, so these are just basic simplex channels. And you notice on the end here, I've named the channel name. And this is the only place that you can create a channel name that I'm aware of. You can't actually do it on the handset. So what I did is I put all these in. So you've got to put in this as the frequency. That gives you all the different CTCSS tools. Same again with the decoding CTCSS. They're all here. Transmission power. Well, that is either high or low. Wide or narrow bandwidth. Now, I never used these ones. I'm sorry, I never used these two, the PTTID and the BusyLock. I never really used those. As I say, I'm still learning. I'm not exactly sure what a SIG code is, so I'll leave that alone. I'll leave this alone, and I'll leave this alone. So I've added to the scan list. That's just when you scan it. So what we can do now is I will send the information to the video. So let's have a look here. So if I click on right, and I go right. Hello. It takes a little bit of time to do this. Now, on my particular setup, I will show you why that is. I had an awful lot of trouble getting this cable to work. And the one thing I do still keep having to do is unplug the cable and plug it back in again before I can write to it. I'm not sure what that's all about, but it probably tells me it's maybe a cable is maybe using a cheaper copy of the chip or something like that. Okay, there we go. It's finished and it's booted now. With this camera, I don't know if you can see the channels it's putting. As you can see the 3 channels that I selected. And you can see on the bottom, it's got my call sign on it. Now, that basically programs the transceiver. So it is OK. Now you may be wondering, well, how did you put in your name, my call sign on it? Well, that's a different section. You go to this bit here. It doesn't have a description to it, but it's this little icon here. Click on that, and you get all the additional features. See, that's all these different things down here. These are all the defaults from before, remember. And these frequency A, B, and C are 3 channels that you can see there, listed in the order 1, 2, and 3. So I'm labeled, just programmed them in on here, but I also have them in the channels. It seems to match up the frequency with the channel, and it displays the channel name once you tell it to do that. You do it by default. The next thing is you may notice up here, which is the default radio model number. I changed that. My call sign, I changed these A, B, and C to different one for channel 0, 1, and 2, same frequencies, same offsets, although in this case there isn't offsets. I'll show you in a second. And this is the way you tell it to display the channel. Now, even if you do program it this way, you still got to do it on the handset, which I haven't quite worked out why yet. But anyway, you can have a look on here. You see you've got loads of different settings. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to import the settings I have on the radio already. Let's just reset itself. Okay, now we close. Okay, that didn't work. Let's try it again. That's weird. Okay, so let's import it with full data. There's two different ways to do this. It's a bit complicated, it's a bit weird. So let's see if this imports all the settings. It's actually ignoring that screen there. So. Okay. There we go. Okay, so it's imported those settings. It's weird how it wouldn't read them into it, but you can see there's my call sign is there. These are the channels I set. Frequencies, 0 offset as a third simplex. Channel and frequency here. You can see channel and name, but it doesn't really work. But I will put that in channel name. Channel name. Now, this is the issue I've come across. I'm going to write back to the radio. There we go. The radio just restarted. Oh, and it's starting again. And this time I decided to write it. Now, this is the issue I've been trying to work out how to fix it, and the only way I can do it is the following. What I have to do is I have to make sure I went into here, into the device manager, all settings. I set this down to 75. Set those buffers. Lower the speed on the buffers. Okay. Okay again. Now, no matter how I set those up, every time I write, I can't write again. So I'll just show you what it's going to do. Let's just reset it again. Before it's completed the programming. It's going to turn out this time, I believe. Right. What you have to do to initialize the driver again is you have to. What you get for having it on an edge of the table there. So what I had to do to get this to work, unplug the USB cable. Now it'll initialize those changes that I've done. So if I now try and write again, no problem at all. I'll do it again. Show me up. This is what I had to do, I had to battle with this consistently, but every time it stopped writing to the print, well, stopped writing to the radio, I would have to unplug it, plug it back in again, and program it again. So that is basically how you program it. The driver I use when you plug in the USB cable, Windows automatically knows what this driver is. Now, I also had to switch my driver between the ones on the disk and one that Windows had. This is just me going through all the different settings to try and get it to work. So I found that the old driver worked, but then it started becoming finicky, so I put in a new driver. Then I had to adjust the transmit receive speeds and the baud rates. It's still not 100%, but it is now at a state where I can actually program it. Now, pain in the butt or what? So, one other thing somebody asked me in the questions is, does Qyt support this? No, not yet anyway. I can't get it to work at all in Qyt. Another person was asking, sorry, no, they weren't asking. So I said there was an easier way to do the volume instead of going to the menu, push the menu, go to here, go to here, go to here. Because all you do is you press the monitor button on the top, the red one on the top left. Use it in here, put it into monitoring mode. And then all you do is you push the volume up. That's you set the volume a lot quicker than going through the menu system. So that makes it easier. As you can see, the 3 channels that I've programmed, I don't know, I think I've already told you this, but they are sitting there. I think the camera has this in reverse. But anyway, you get the idea. So that was basically how I managed to program it. I'll put the links to the driver software, which I mean for the software to program it, in the description below. And I used an Amazon cable. Oh, the cable I got before that, which gave me a lot of trouble, is the other one from Amazon. Now, I thought this cable would save time. It didn't. It's by this company, whoever they are, and there's multiple different cable types. Now, the one I was using is this one, which is the same as the cable that came with it, and I got nothing, not even a peep. I couldn't connect to anything. I couldn't read it. I couldn't write it. I couldn't do anything, which made me think that this was a bit duck. But when it's plugged in, it's using exactly the same. It's exactly the same chip in here as the other one. So it says. So it might be that it's a bad copy or something like that. However, when I put the Baofeng in, it works. It programs it. So I now have to spare Baofeng cable. I've got all these various other cables as well, but I don't have any radios that connect these yet. But yeah, I thought getting the 8-in-1 would save me some time. In fact, it cost me a little bit more money and give me a headache. So, if you've got any more questions, as I say, I'm new to doing this and trying to help out everybody out there. Hopefully I can learn some stuff from you guys as well. I'll try and work out some more features about this, see what else it can do. But so far, it's done me okay. Yeah. Programming is a little bit of a pain in the butt, but it works. And yeah, for a cheap little mobile radio, you can't go too bad, I don't think. Anyway, so I'll be signing off, and as I say, if there's anything I've missed or anything you want to ask about the radio, I will try and answer it. There's a gentleman asked in the comments there what type of port it uses for the antenna. It's an SO239. So that's just your standard port switch. Yeah. So signing off, and have a good evening.